what's up, you guys? Marty Schwartz here with Marty Music, and it's time for another Storytellers with Marty. Oh, so many old stories. But honestly, you guys, thank you so much for the response on the different kind of autobiographical stories. They've all been true, meaning slash how my guitar career started, how my YouTube career started, where the fedora came from. It's a great way to bond with you guys, and you know, you've been asking for more, so please let me know in the comments below other things you'd like me to tell a story on. Now, this one is a true, 100% true story. I got attacked on stage once. This is before my YouTube career. This isn't going to be as long as some of the other stories, so that's really good. So I really recommend you stay around to the end, because this is almost like one of those storyteller jokes that has a great punchline. The ending of this story will really surprise you, and it's a punchline as well, and it's not a long story, so bear with me. I was in this band starting in about 1999. I joined this band called Wise Monkey Orchestra. One of my best friends in the band, Andy, AG, he's now been the trombone player for Slightly Stoopid for 11 years. So I go back in the, way back in this music scene of San Diego, specifically this area called Ocean Beach. It's kind of a little hippie town where Slightly Stoopid came from, and a bunch of other just cool bands and history of this little town. It's where SeaWorld is specifically. But anyway, I was in this band called Wise Monkey Orchestra. So this was back in the real early 2000s. We toured around the country. We did really well in Colorado. We didn't obviously become super famous like Slightly Stoopid and some others, but we, really gave it our all and toured all around the country and had different areas where we did pretty well outside of San Diego. And one of those was Colorado. And a bunch of years in a row, we toured the ski towns of Colorado: Telluride, Breckenridge, Boulder, Durango, Aspen. We played all, in the winter, we played all these different, party towns in Colorado where people, enjoyed themselves skiing, and then they'd go out to these different bars and party and listen to bands. And this band, Wise Monkey, I was in, we had built up a bit of a following around Colorado. And so we were in Breckenridge playing a bar gig, a venue bar gig, could probably hold 200 to 300 people. And mind you, this is winter, people are partying, there's inebriated people, etc. And so we're playing a gig, and we get there, setting up. I had a manager. The band had a manager. We had our own sound guy, like 6-piece band. And I track a guy kind of roaming around, and he's a little wild, kind of, seems like he's drunk or something is going on with this guy. He's got that kind of energy that he's on something, or he's drunk, or whatever, a party kind of guy. And so I had already tracked him way before the gig ever started. So that's the little foreshadowing of getting attacked on stage. I got attacked. So right before we start to play the gig, this same guy, we'll call him Party Man, for some reason, goes over to the soundboard where our sound man is, and he starts tweaking some of the knobs. And our sound guy is like, dude, get away from here. You're screwing this up. Back off. Don't touch the equipment. And he's just kind of like, whatever, and like walks away. And he's just kind of roaming around partying, or just having that manic energy. So that was another little thing I tracked. All right, so now the gig starts. And we weren't like a full-on jam band like Fish or Blues Traveler, but we did have elements of a jam band. Female vocalist, played more funk, kind of soul funk with horns, and percussion, and we would stretch out some solos. And I had a couple of songs where I could take a really nice long solo where I, really got to do my, big, whoa, ripping my big solo, have my little feature. I got featured. So we get to this song where I get to take this nice big long solo, kind of in the Fish, Grateful Dead vein for this particular moment, where I get to really build a solo up and stretch it out to a big climax, in that jam band style. So I start my solo, and because this is my big moment, my eyes are closed. I'm completely connected to the music. So I'm not looking out into the audience. I'm not paying attention to my surroundings. I'm getting, channeling that whatever that higher musical power is to, you know, extend out that solo with feeling and expression and connect to the music. And so my eyes are closed, and I'm, in this big, solo. And the next thing I know, I am assaulted in a bear hug. And I didn't see it coming because my eyes were closed. And don't worry, there's a punchline here. This is going somewhere. So I'm bear hugged, and I didn't see it coming, so I couldn't brace myself. I couldn't defend myself in any way because I was completely lost in the music with my eyes closed. So this guy has got me in this really hard bear hug, squeezing me. And I open my eyes, and I'm shocked, and I'm scared, and the adrenaline's pumping through me, and I have no idea what is going on. It freaked me out. And within seconds, our sound guy, who had already seen this guy, and our manager just come running up. They come jumping on the stage. They grab this guy, and they rip him off of me, and they go falling, tumbling off the stage. The guy takes a pretty bad spill, and they rip him off, and he falls off the stage. The guy gets up, and he's kind of like, wrestling a bit with our manager and our sound guy. So the manager and the sound guy kind of apprehend this fella, party man, and they bring him. They kind of have to drag him. He's fighting a little bit. They drag him to the exit where there's a security guard or a bouncer security guard. They bring him to the security guard, and our manager says, "You got to get this guy out of here. You got to kick this guy out. He grabbed the sound equipment earlier, and now he just assaulted our guitar player on stage. You got to get this guy out of here. He's out of control." The bouncer or security guard, he starts laughing. He's just chuckling, like with this big smile on his face, like totally getting a kick out of it, and like he's humored and thinks it's really funny, which is odd. So our manager says, "This isn't funny. You don't get it. This guy's out of control. He attacked our guitar player. This is not funny. Why are you laughing?" And the security guard goes, "Oh, that's the owner of the club." So that was the punchline. It was actually the owner of the club. And there's a backstory to it. He wasn't trying to hurt me. The owner of the club, who was having a very good time that night, and obviously very proud of having a venue with live music that he was probably into or whatever. Apparently he was on psychedelics. I think he was on acid, and he was on psychedelics, and he liked my solo so much, and he was tripping balls, as the kids may say, or the hippies, whatever. Anyway, he was tripping on a psychedelic trip, and he loved my solo so much that he actually got on stage and was trying, and the bear hug was actually him trying to grab the solo that was coming out of my guitar. So he was connecting to the guitar solo and climbed up on stage and just tried to envelop me, or what he was hearing as the guitar solo coming out of the guitar. He didn't connect that it was coming out of the amp. He connected that it was coming out of the guitar and out of me. So he actually came up and just tried to wrap his arms and hug the guitar solo that was coming out of my playing. So when I say I got assaulted on stage, it is true, but it wasn't one of those moments where some guy was angry at me and was trying to hurt me. He was actually enjoying himself so much, too much for my own comfort. He was enjoying it so much that he was actually just trying to grab the guitar solo I was playing. So that was one for the books. I love telling the story because it has that great little punchline. What's so funny? Oh, that's the owner of the club. And you just never know what you're going to find out there in the rough and tumble world of rock and roll. So I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know any other stories. I still have a lot more because I spent a whole decade as a gigging guitar player. So I have these other experiences before YouTube happened for me. I was out touring, gigging, playing with different bands, playing with different artists. And so I had a whole other world as kind of a professional, semi-professional guitar player before what everyone out there kind of knows me for, which is teaching guitar, which I'm very happy that this career found me, or I found it. Whatever happened, I don't know. But, you know, I love getting to do this. And so it's been fun to share some of these more personal stories. You guys get to know me a little bit better. Now, as of shooting this storyteller video right now, it was only about 4 or 5 days ago that I actually played Red Rocks for the very first time. I had been there before, but I never had gotten to perform at Red Rocks. So I did just perform at Red Rocks, and that was a dream come true, bucket list moment. So maybe if you guys want to hear about that, I can explain that. And any other stories you're curious about. But I appreciate you guys, and obviously more lessons and tutorials coming your way. But thanks for hanging out for a minute, and hope to see you guys again soon. See you later.